Hello, Internet. It's been a while. Story of the day. A woman came into our place of employment, and I was working with my two colleagues and friends, Sam and Misty. The woman came up and she ordered her coffee, and she looked at Sam and she was like, "You look really familiar. Do you work at another Starbucks?" Sam, who works at every other Starbucks that there possibly is, was like, "Oh, I work all over the place." And she was just like, "Well, do you work at the one in the mall?" And he was like, "Well, I've only worked at one or two." And she was like, "Well," and he was like, "Well, I was there the other day." She goes, "Oh, that must have been when I saw you." She's like, "But I knew I recognized you. You have such beautiful eyes." And yeah, so I made her drink, and she told me that she remembers eyes and hands. I'm a smiles person myself. I remember smiles. And she told me about why she became a hands person. So, I mean, other people that I know have similar stories of why they became a whatever person, a forearm person, or a hands person, or a teeth person. Misty said she did teeth. But she told me that she went to a concert with a friend who was a big Eagles fan, and the drummer was there. It wasn't like the Eagles. But they were up in the balcony area, and she looked down and she noticed that the drummer had these huge hands. She was like, and ever since then, I just think that that's why I love hands so much. I notice people's hands. And after she left, Sam was like, she really liked my eyes. I feel so pretty. It's like, you should. She likes eyes and hands. And he goes, and my hands are massive. I've just got it going on. It was a great moment, and somewhat typical, actually, at our store, which just makes me giggle a little bit. I'm sorry that I've been gone for so long. I have not been doing anything important. I just kind of let this fall to the wayside because it wasn't that important. In other news, I finished The Fault in Our Stars. I also finished three other books. One was an audiobook. I finished 2 books by a woman that I actually know. Her name's Beth K. Vogt. She writes Christian fiction, and she wrote Wish You Were Here and Catch a Falling Star. And I decided to put aside all of my prejudice against Christian fiction, and I have a lot of it, and just read her books because I know her and I wanted to support her in that way. So I bought both of them and I read them, and they were actually not terrible. Yay! They were actually good. It's more than not terrible. They were actually good. And I'm planning on writing reviews in the next week or so on both of those, explaining what I liked and what I didn't like about them. And then I finished today What Happened to Goodbye by Sarah Dessen. I love Sarah Dessen. She's near and dear to my heart. My favorite book of hers is still Waiting on Forever. I almost forgot the title. That would have been terrible. But I liked What Happened to Goodbye. I thought it was very well done. I really enjoy her books because they aren't necessarily about the romance part, but about the development of the main character's personality and character, and like what makes them them. And it's very good. I finished another one, I think, too, but I can't remember. Oh, I finished Frostburned by Patricia Briggs. So I've read 4 books in the past couple of weeks. But The Fault in Our Stars was so good, and I promise I'm going to do a vlog review of it in the near future. In the meantime, I have a written one, and I'll leave that in the thingy-mabobs so that you all can go and read it and be like, wow, I have to go read The Fault in Our Stars now. And I am going to be revisiting An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, which is the first book that I read of his before he was cool, because I was hipster. And yeah, I don't know. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers if you are watching this, especially my mom. My mom is currently in the background talking because she just got off of work. Actually, she has 5 more minutes of work. My mom had to work on Mother's Day. It's sad. And I also want to wish a happy Mother's Day to the 2 mothers that work at my store that worked. Happy Mother's Day, Emily, and happy Mother's Day, Melissa. You guys are awesome for serving people on Mother's Day and, sacrificing yourselves in that way. And I hope that you all have a fantastic week. And hopefully I'll remember to do this next week. Stay tuned.